CTV News with Sarah Freemark.
Working through rain delays both days, the Canadian Snowbirds sign off with an aerial show that wowed thousands. Good evening. Simcoe County was flying high this weekend with the return of the Barrie Air show. Mother Nature may have held things up, but the annual spectacle in the sky featured unique performances highlighted by fireworks and pyrotechnics, and of course a bittersweet farewell to Canada's beloved aerobatic team. CTV's Mike Lang starts us off tonight.
The Snowbirds waving goodbye to Simcoe County for the foreseeable future. Their performance at the 2026 Barrie Air Show marking their last flights over Kempenfelt Bay before the iconic fleet of CT-114 Tudor jets is grounded at the end of the season.
It's pretty good to have announced like the last show with the Tudors that has served us since like several years, more than 6 decades now.
The Air Force demonstration squadron wowing the Barrie crowd and paying tribute to late police constables Taryn Bally and Mark Pinizzato with 7 of 8 jets flying a missing man formation.
As members of the military, we know that the risks and the sacrifice that all first responders take, and for us to be able to honor both constables today, especially with the family present, it's a great honor.
The roaring CF-18 Hornet and Griffin helicopter rounding out the military performers. The civilian regulars including the Red Knights CT-133, Harvard's and Stainer-based Edenvale Classics.
The airport at Edenvale was a reliever field for Borden during the war, and we're trying to keep that history alive.
The air show's new format this year, delivering a successful Saturday evening twilight show, capped off by a pyrotechnic act from Redline Air Shows and a fireworks finale.
Turned out to be an incredible part of the show. It was absolutely fantastic. Finished up by the fireworks. We were very pleased.
We really wanted to make sure we had new elements that would draw people down to have them really feel like there's something exciting and different and new. And every year we just kind of try to one-up it a little bit.
The CF-18 joining 3 Second World War fighters on Sunday in a unique multi-generational military formation. But the weekend was marked by plenty of turbulent weather. Dives by the Skyhawks were cancelled on both days. Heavy clouds and rain on Sunday cancelled performances by the Edenvale Classics and Northern Stars and delayed the start time by 2 hours. All other Day 2 performers managed to take flight.
We were lucky enough that come showtime, we were able to get our low show in.
The Snowbirds will make their next stops in Ohio, Quebec, and New Brunswick before performing in Ottawa on Canada Day. Even with the inclement weather, the city of Barrie expects to have reached its air show targets of 140,000 spectators and $11 million in economic impact. Those numbers will be confirmed in the coming weeks. Mike Lang, CTV News, Barrie.
And from Simcoe County to Muskoka, our region certainly knows how to amplify its natural beauty and use that as a perfect backdrop for everything from live music to the air show. As CTV's Luke Samard tells us, the city of Barrie is just getting started and the tourism industry says, bring it on.
From the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series to the Snowbirds dazzling in the sky, the city of Barrie has taken off for the summer before the summer has even officially begun.
It's a big summer for Barrie. It is. We have lots of things to do, and hopefully the weather holds out for us.
Tourism Barrie ready to build off of last year's success.
Last year in 2025, we had over 670,000 people stay in a Barrie hotel, $212 million in economic impact. And so every year we have increased. We have 3 new hotels, so we expect that to increase in 2026. It's so far been a really good year.
As the momentum for the summer season nears, hotels in the city are prepared for the influx of travelers.
We have been sold out basically since June started. It's fantastic. There's been people coming from all over the place for a plethora of different reasons. Whether they've been coming for the Troubadour Festival, they've been coming in town for a wonderful air show this past weekend. Maybe we're a jump-off point for things like the Butter Tart Festival in Midland, that Georgian Bay Festival, weddings, visiting friend and family, going downtown, going to the water, you name it, they're coming.
With hotels being close to fully booked.
This month we're going to finish probably close to about 85% if this pace continues, and that trend continues through the course of the summer.
With Barrie Downtown BIA saying businesses are thriving throughout the major events in the downtown core, like their own Troubadour concert series.
There are small businesses on our main street. There are friends, family, and neighbors. You know, these people that own these businesses likely live in your neighborhood, and so to support all is just so important.
If you have FOMO from missing the Roadhammers or the air show, there is good news. You can head back downtown for Canada Day festivities, or on July 25th, watch the second leg of the Troubadour Summer Concert Series featuring Canada's most iconic rock bands, The Watchmen. Luke Samard, CTV News, Barrie.
Casey Colby, do you ever have FOMO, the fear of missing out? That's what the kids are saying these days.
I've had the FLOMO.
Dare I ask?
Moving, yeah, it's kind of like a flow with lots of movement. The old FLOMO, yeah, but I've got a haircut now, so it's kind of tamed down. Winds are picking up, so whatever hair you have, it will be picked up this evening and give you a nice little waft in the wind. Let's talk about the weather as far as temperature goes and sunshine. Do you like the sunshine? Yes. Like temperature? Many people I spoke to today would like it much warmer. First look at the forecast brought to you by the graveldrivewayguide.com, your local gravel driveway expert, Sarah. 18 degrees, winds picking up out of the west, 26 kilometers an hour. Gusts as high as about 40 a little later on this evening. Let's talk about the temperature outside your door. 22 degrees. There it is, 22 in Owen Sound, 16 in Parry Sound, 17 degrees in Gravenhurst, looks like 18 in Newmarket, 20 degrees in the Big Smoke of Toronto, and call it 19 degrees in beautiful Collingwood. This, ladies and gentlemen, is radar satellite images over the last little while, and yeah, beautiful blue skies for the most part, a couple of big puffy Simpson-like clouds I'm looking at as we speak, but coming up in just a few minutes' time, Sarah, it looks like the rain clouds are moving back in. Now I'll let you know how long they're going to cramp our style. And when we're looking at sunny skies again, all that coming up in a few minutes' time. Back inside Sarah.
Thanks, Case. A Barrie police officer is facing charges for his actions last week. The service says the officer was responding to a disturbance call on Monday when the incident was brought to the chief's attention. The Professional Standards Unit investigated and charged the 38-year-old with assault and assault causing bodily harm. The officer had been serving in policing for 11 years, joined Barrie back in 2024. Few details were shared about the officer's action as the service says the matter is now before the courts. 2 people were sent to hospital after a crash in South Barrie today. This happened this morning at Essa Road and Fairview Drive. 2 vehicles were involved and the injuries aren't considered serious. The intersection was blocked, but crews have now cleared that scene. A child was injured in a road rage incident in Barrie on Saturday. It happened at the Dunlop Street West and Ferndale Drive North intersection. Police say a parent was driving east on Highway 90 with his children and their mother when a Jeep was tailgating. Well, that driver then allegedly threw a beverage can, hitting a 14-year-old. Police say the parent couldn't get a picture of the Jeep Wrangler as it sped away. Driver is described as a man in his early to mid-30s with a heavy build, a dark beard, and medium-length dark hair. The OPP is investigating anti-Semitic materials that are being handed out in Aurelia. The detachment received similar reports back in May, says more anti-Semitic packages were distributed this weekend. The major crime and hate extremism units continue to investigate. Aurelia residents are asked to review their security footage from Saturday and Sunday. Anyone with information that can help identify a suspect and anyone who received one of those packages is asked to come forward. A 12-year-old is facing charges after online threats were made at an Orangeville public school. According to Dufferin OPP, officers received reports about a video by a student on social media that posed a threat to the school. Police investigated and determined that there was no immediate risk to students or staff. However, the 12-year-old was arrested and charged with 2 counts of uttering threats to cause death or bodily harm. Provincial police are trying to identify a person of interest in a sexual assault that allegedly occurred during the RBC Canadian Open Golf Tournament in Caledon. Investigators have released an image. They say that that's the man they're looking for. He's described as 40 to 45 years old and approximately 230 pounds with a beard. He was wearing a white golf shirt, shorts and sunglasses. Police allege that someone working at the event was sexually assaulted near hole number 5 at the TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley Golf Course yesterday, so Sunday. Anyone with information is asked to contact the OPP. Following more than a full day of deliberations, a jury has delivered its verdict in the trial of a Gravenhurst prisoner accused of murdering an inmate. CTV's Mike Arcelides reports, but first a warning that details in this story may be disturbing to some of our viewers.
That is a nice girl.
Already serving a life sentence for the murder of his former girlfriend, Chernelle Pierre, 18 years ago. Devin Saunders has now been found not guilty of murder. in the killing of a fellow inmate in prison. Instead, Saunders was convicted by a Muskoka jury of manslaughter in the stabbing of Leslie Maw at Beaver Creek Institution 3.5 years ago. The court heard during the course of the 3-week trial in Bracebridge, presided over by Regional Senior Judge Justice Howard Leibovich, that Saunders, who had been previously jumped by a group of men in the shower, feared for his life, and on the night of December 18, 2022, smashed a rock over Maw's head before stabbing him in a kitchen area of the medium security prison. The Crown alleged Saunders planned and carried out the murder, while Saunders maintained he was acting in self-defense, fearing for months that Maw and his friends inside the prison were going to kill him over a beef Saunders had with his former cellmate. The issues, Saunders said, stem from a friendship he had with another inmate familiar to Maw at a prison in Manitoba, where both men had done time prior to arriving at Beaver Creek. Saunders said Maw, who was his cellmate for about 3 months, had threatened his life. Maw was relocated about 6 months prior to his death. Saunders, who is now 57, was convicted in 2015 of murdering his ex-girlfriend in 2008 when she was shot in the head inside her car that was found burned near the West Edmonton Mall. Saunders was charged with Pierre's murder 4 years after her death. Saunders has maintained his innocence, hoping to overturn his murder conviction. Maw was 2 years into a 12-year sentence for drug trafficking in Alberta that included the seizure of cocaine, methamphetamine, and fentanyl. Saunders' sentencing hearing is scheduled to begin next week. Mike Arsleedy, CTV News, Barrie.
A Georgina man has been charged after a daytime shooting, but police are still searching for 3 other suspects. The 40-year-old man was arrested after York Regional Police linked him to the June 4th shooting near Dovedale Drive and Woodbine Avenue just after 4 p.m. According to police, 3 men armed with at least 1 gun shot at a man in a brown SUV from inside their sedan. Both fled the scene and no injuries were reported, but police found the driver of that sedan along with drugs, cash, and live rounds. He's facing multiple charges, including reckless discharge of a firearm. Anyone with information about the 3 people still on the run is asked to contact police. Meanwhile, a 50-year-old Markham man has been charged with arson for a fire in Wasaga Beach back in March. It happened at a Mosley Street home near 21st Street North and was deemed suspicious by both police and fire officials. The accused is scheduled for his next court date in late August. That investigation is ongoing. A procession was held yesterday to honor a Toronto police officer who was killed in the line of duty. A motorcade escorted the body of Constable Mark Pinizzato from the Chief Coroner's office in North York to a funeral home in Thornhill. Pinizzato was fatally shot Thursday while executing a search warrant in North York. He leaves behind a wife and 2 children. Dufferin OPP Constable Taryn Bally, who was also killed while on duty in Northern Ontario, will be laid to rest this week. A police funeral will be held in Mississauga on Thursday. The service will be attended by Bally's family and members of the OPP, as well as other first responders and dignitaries, but it will not be open to the public. Bally died after being hit by a vehicle on Tuesday in the town of Hearst while searching for a man who escaped from a hospital. The 29-year-old has been serving with provincial police, or had been serving with provincial police for 2.5 years. Air Canada's new bus service out of Muskoka Airport hit the road this morning. Starting today, the flight by bus brings Muskoka passengers to and from their flight out of Toronto Pearson International. It's part of Air Canada's expanded landline service connecting outlying airports to the airline's primary hub. The bus will make 2 round trips out of the Muskoka Airport every day. Housing is top of mind for most Ontarians, and the demand transitioning to a reality today in Muskoka with the opening of dozens of new homes. As CTV's Rob Cooper tells us, the majority of the units for people living with low incomes already spoken for.
This is indeed a day to be proud of.
Dignitaries and local leaders gather outside Muskoka's newest affordable housing project in Bracebridge. A total of 44 new units were built at 100 Pine Street, and the District of Muskoka Chair says this project will help lead the move to create much more needed affordable housing in the area.
This is the largest and first major social housing building for the district in decades. We have plans to do larger projects as we move forward. This is a model, and we're already using this building to look at other sites around Muskoka.
With a wait list in the hundreds for this one building, the demand is only increasing. The 4-story building has been funded by the federal, provincial, district, and municipal governments. Location is key for the many seniors that will live here. The mayor of Bracebridge says his community is working on an even bigger affordable housing project.
This is going to be a springboard for us as we move into our arena lands in Bracebridge and James Street. I know the district is going to be a partner in that as well. We'll see a similar build, but much more intense in terms of density. We're looking at least 100 units for there.
This is a fully accessible, 100% barrier-free unit. We do have roll-in showers in the washroom.
The need for affordable housing is being felt across the country, large and small communities trying to catch up. Parry Sound Muskoka MPP Graydon Smith says affordable housing will not be rectified overnight.
There is no one project that's going to solve everything. There is no one thing that's going to solve housing challenges. But what we do is attack it one project at a time.
Now, the 44 new affordable housing units here at 100 Pine Street range in cost from anywhere from $400 to $1,100 a month. I'm told the building is now at 98% full. Rob Cooper, CTV News, Bracebridge.
The province is taking steps to curb the spread of invasive species right here in our own backyard. The announcement today made alongside Lake Simcoe just a few hours ago. Let's go to CTV's Jack Morris for the details. Jack.
Well, Sarah, it's $2 million in provincial spending. That's for 112 community-based programs to fight invasive species like this one.
This dog is looking for water soldier. It's an invasive plant that grows in the shallow waters of Lake Simcoe and the Trent Severn Waterway.
So he detects fragments of water soldier, little broken up pieces that might be hard to see for a human on a boat trailer.
Intact, it looks like this and creates dense mats of floating vegetation that push out native plants and animals. The invasive plant can spread easily, something the Invasive Species Center is working to stop.
When we're talking aquatic plants like this and any aquatic organism, it's very easy for it to hitch a ride and go from one lake to the other.
And now they've got a big chunk of change to help. $2 million in spending, part of $16 million over 3 years to fight invasive species across the province.
Invasive species cost the Ontario economy $3.6 billion a year. It is a lot. It's forest productivity losses through pests like emerald ash borer that people might be familiar with. It's invasive grasses like Phragmites. It's aquatic plants.
The center doesn't do the work alone. It teams up with local groups working to fight invasive species in their communities, like the town of Innisfil.
What we want to do is educate people, educate ourselves, and educate people about water soldier and what they can do to help prevent it from growing here in Cooks Bay particularly and in Lake Simcoe.
Not only is it bad for the plants and animals in the lake, water soldier's leaves are serrated and can cut swimmers or people trying to handle the plant.
If we're out there wanting to use the beautiful waters of Lake Simcoe for recreational fishing or swimming or just getting a boat in and out of the water, invasive species like water soldier can actually stop how we use our lake.
The hope is the work done here today will mean we and our kids will be able to use this lake without having to worry about these kind of invasive species anymore.
Now, if you want to find out more about water soldier or what you can do to help get rid of that invasive species, then head to our website. Reporting live, I'm Jack Moore. Sarah, back to you.
A very popular summertime hockey game is coming back to the Sadlin Arena in Barrie in August.
From like a fan perspective, it's a unique opportunity to be kind of up close and personal with players at different times throughout the night.
The 2026 Boots and Hearts Barn Burner Charity Hockey Game was announced today. It's coming to town Thursday, August 6th. The high-profile game supports vital local causes like the Royal Victoria Regional Health Centre, Pi Education, local Rotary, and the John Tavares Foundation. Historically, the game includes players from the NHL, PWHL, Team Canada, OHL, along with community participants, country music artists, and some other special guests.
And this year is going to be exceptionally awesome because we have multiple Toronto Maple Leafs coming, got multiple former Barrie Colts coming back to play in the game, all current NHL folks. It's pretty cool to see.
We're just so grateful to be a part of this charity event. We've been a part of it for many years to help the NICU grow, and we've simply outgrown our space, so we feel very fortunate to be a part of it and to be a part of the community event.
Tickets are now on sale and player rosters will be announced in the coming weeks. The event has raised nearly $3 million to date for our local charities. Always a fun one. Still to come, a construction lover's dream. Simcoe County Museum revved up for Wheels and Tracks, the two-day celebration about vintage equipment. Plus, this already historic festival brought in some visitors from the far north to mark an important milestone. We'll celebrate those ladies coming right up. You're watching CTV News Barrie. Presented by Paul Sadlin Motors.
Music, it's a small community, so when something's really good, we all want to be part of it.
We have an amazing music scene here. Having people come together in community, listen to some amazing local artists, brings the downtown alive. It brings our city alive.
Troubadour Festival 2026 is going to be off the hook. Road Hammers, got the Watchmen, Bahamas, going to be great.
Thanks for staying with us. Water balloon fights, tug of war, and inflatables filled Black River Wilderness Park in Washego for an adult retreat of a different kind.
1, 2, 3, go!
So much fun. Like yesterday I was dancing on the table, we're dancing around the campfire, we're having so much fun right now. It's so much better to wake up in the morning sober and happy and ready to go.
I think it's important because alcohol is very isolating, and you know, as the disease progresses, we tend to become more trapped within ourselves.
These sorts of events are absolutely essential, especially in today's disconnected world with social media, comparison. Everyone's isolated, looking at their little rectangle. So super important for us to get out, enjoy the beautiful weather, do ridiculous things like just be silly, right? That's the secret of life as far as I'm concerned.
I got emotional originally because it means that everyone here was suffering with a struggle in their life. You know what? When you get together, you realize everyone is struggling with the fear of being judged and not enough and like they don't belong in this world. But when you get together, you realize that everybody does. We're just all unique.
Sober Friends offers alcohol-free events for people to get out there and meet others like them. The local nonprofit is for anyone who is sober curious, or just looking to embrace a healthy lifestyle. Rumbles and roars from classic trucks, tractors, and steam-powered rollers could be heard right across the Simcoe County Museum grounds.
This is an Erie Model B steam shovel built in Erie, Pennsylvania, and it's one of 2 left operating in the province. And we've had it now for 30 years at the Simcoe County Museum, and I've been operating it for 25. This machine is a shovel front digger that would be used in a quarry and loading lorries and different things. They used a lot of these to build the down in the canals and stuff like that. But they did build Ontario for sure.
We've got all kinds of things to see here. We've got dozers, we've got cranes, we've got scrapers, we've got steam rollers, steam shovels. There's all kinds of really cool stuff to see. This is things that normally don't run anymore, but on a day like today, we get to turn them all on and dig holes and fill them back up with dirt. It's a great day.
The event was put on in partnership with the Historical Construction Equipment Association and celebration of vintage construction equipment. An already sweet tradition in Midland had something extra to celebrate this weekend.
Mouth-watering, Ontario's best butter tot festival presented.
That is 95-year-old Yvonne Quick. She traveled 3,000 miles to take in the Fan Favorite Festival as part of her birthday celebration, and even more unique, she was one of the first female bush pilots in northern Canada. Known around her community, Yellowknife, Northwest Territories, as an exceptional butter tart baker, Yvonne is a former flight school operator up north and still works seasonal logistics for fishing lodges. Now, organizing the trip to the Midland Butter Tart Festival, Midland native Marion Levine, who returned home for what she describes as a potentially final visit after a distinguished career in the north as a magazine publisher. Welcome, ladies. I hope you enjoyed your stay. Still to come here on CTV, one of my favorite golf courses in Innisfil played host to an annual charity tournament, how it's giving back to our region. But right now, let's head outside. Cases in Bob's Garden.
Circle the calendar. This Thursday, Canada plays Qatar. Big soccer match, FIFA World Cup in Vancouver. 21 degrees and sunny in Vancouver. The Qatar team might find that a little chilly. 44 degrees today in Qatar. We're not going to get that hot, are we? Well, our weather watcher artiste, have a look. Lillian says, what's the best way to spend a sunny, hot day? You're watching CTV News, Barrie.
Hi, we're Martin and Steph
from Bounce 104.1.
And this week on the show, we're giving away tickets to Black Crows and Whiskey Jam on July 21st.
So make sure you're listening Monday to Friday from 5:30 to 10 for your chance to win.
Picture this, brought to you by Bounce 104.1 and Pure Country 106.
Celebrating FIFA fever. However you are supporting, whether it's Canada, the country of your heritage, whatever team, keep those World Cup photos coming. Picture this at ctv.ca for a chance to be featured. Casey Colby, I got the little gift that you left me on Friday. You're trying to get me on the sardine train. I know that. And I just need a little guidance because it would be a first for me. And I'm just wondering how one properly ingests sardines in tomato sauce.
That's good eating.
Out of the tin, do I warm this up?
Oh, no. Well, you can fry it up. Yeah, you can throw it in a frying pan if we got a second. Throw it in a frying pan and add some tomatoes in there, some peppers. Over rice. Oh, I'm starving. You might have to do the forecast. I'm starving. I got to go.
I've got some sardines here for you.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, let's, does the forecast sound as good? Well, let's get right to it, diving in and see all the ingredients Mother Nature's throwing into this certain recipe. We're calling it the forecast, and let's start off right now with the temperature outside your door as we speak. 19 degrees in Newmarket, 19 in Alliston, 19 in Toronto, 22 degrees hot spot, Owen Sound. Nice. 17 degrees up Parry Sound way right now. Looks like the cool spot, doesn't it? This is the almanac for today. 18 and 8, that's the high, that's the low. Yeah, a little cooler than normal. 33.5 back in 1981. And record cool, 3.3 degrees in 1917, going back quite a piece. Sun rises tomorrow, 5:33. Sets at 9:05, 15 hours and 31 minutes of daylight. Some of the longest days of the year right now with the most sunlight, or pardon, most daylight. Not always sunlight, as we're soon going to find out. This is the forecast radar. That is a system making its way towards us. Sunny skies going away. Indeed they are. Let's break it down, take a look at some of the numbers, and here we go. But not this evening. No, it's clear skies for the most part around the southern tip of Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe. 9, 10, 11 degrees, clear skies, beautiful night for a walk. Yes, you'll need a sweater. Yes, it is a nice breeze. Yes, you do need to kind of keep moving, if you know what I mean. 22 degrees for the high tomorrow. Sun and cloud to start things off. And as the day progresses, as per our forecast radar, looks like we're getting into a chance thereof, a good chance the latter part of the day. Thunderstorms and/or some, thunderstorms. 50 to 70 k winds, too, tomorrow afternoon. More on that later. Orangeville, Bradford, Georgina, Newmarket, Richmond Hill, 9 and 10, 11 degrees. Clearing skies this evening. And then for tomorrow, 21, 22, 24 degrees. Same situation. Starts off sunny, increasing cloud cover, 40% chance of showers and/or thunderstorm. And the winds, 50 to 70 k out of the south. This is Perry Sound, Huntsville, Bracebridge, Gravenhurst, Haliburton, 6 and 7 degrees. Few clouds up Perry Sound way. Sunny skies for tomorrow, but a few clouds to start off with. Clear Bracebridge and Gravenhurst, and partly cloudy skies in Haliburton, so varying amounts of cloud. And 22, 23, and 21 degrees in Haliburton tomorrow. Sunny skies, mainly sunny, and as the day progresses, same situation, a greater chance, about a 40% chance of some shower activity and or possible thunderstorm activity. That's tonight and tomorrow. Now time for the Diamond and Diamond Lawyers 5-day extended forecast. And is there a chance of cloud cover? Yes, there is. 5-day extended forecast, Simcoe County. We're looking at a 60% chance of shower activity under predominantly cloudy skies on Wednesday. 18 degrees, so yeah, we're slipping as far as our temperatures go. Yeah, dipping down again. 22 degrees on Thursday, looks like rain. And then Friday arrives, 40% chance, and Saturday a 30% chance. More cloud than sun, ladies and gentlemen, 21 and 20 degrees for the temperatures. This is the 5-day extended forecast, York Region. Have a look. And 40% chance of a shower passing through on the Wednesday. Clouds want to stick around on the Thursday, and it looks like the showers are more or less on and off for the better part of the day. 30% chance of cloud cover on both Friday. 30% chance of showers, shall I say, on Friday and again on Saturday under predominantly cloudy skies, highs of 24, 23 degrees. This is the 5-day extended forecast, Muskoka, Perry Sound, Haliburton. Further north you go, the less chance of sunshine you do have. 60% chance of showers on Wednesday and a thunderstorm, and 20 degrees, just 20 degrees again on the Thursday. Looks like everybody gets rain on Thursday. Friday a 40% chance, and Saturday a 40% chance of shower activity. 19 and 18 degrees for the high. So we're going cool and we're going wet, which is pretty much the best description I've ever heard for a sardine. Delicious. Sarah.
He's not selling me on it. I'll still give it a try. Well, speaking of rain, not a drop found in Innisfil today. Perfect weather, in fact, for the Mayor's annual golf tournament.
Oh yeah, baby.
Held at the Nest Golf Club at Friday Harbor, proceeds from the tournament will benefit the Innisfil Community Foundation and its grant program that supports local charities and nonprofit organizations working to support food insecurity, mental health, and other community needs.
We appreciate the support of everybody coming out year in and year out to support the Innisfil Community Foundation. Is so very important to us, and we want to thank all of our sponsors, particularly Friday Harbor here at the Nest for sponsoring us and hosting us every year. It's always a beautiful day.
The Innisfil Mayor's Charity Tournament raised $88,000 today for those local charities. Still to come, hitting a critical milestone. Canada's hotline 988 marked 1 million calls and texts for suicide prevention support. We'll be joined by a local responder as she shares why the work is both vital and rewarding. Recapping our top stories on this Monday, from the Troubadour Festival Summer Concert Series to the Snowbirds dazzling in the sky, the city of Barrie has taken off for the summer, and hotels in the region are prepared for the influx of travelers, many of which are already completely booked. Already serving a life sentence for the murder of his former girlfriend, Devin Saunders has been found not guilty of murder and the killing of a fellow inmate. Instead, he's convicted of manslaughter and the stabbing of Leslie Ma at Beaver Creek Institution 3.5 years ago. And Muskoka's newest affordable housing project in Bracebridge opening today. 44 new units were built at 100 Pine Street, and the District of Muskoka Chair says this project will house many seniors. The 4-story building has been funded by the federal, provincial, district, and municipal governments. Suicide, it is a significant problem here in Canada, with 12 people dying every day. In 2023, the Government of Canada launched the 988 Suicide Crisis Helpline. That's a national 3-digit number for crisis support. And this week, it hit a critical milestone of 1 million interactions answered. Joining us now in the CTV Barrie studios, Brittany Kuhneman, 988 responder with CAMH and based out of Innisfil. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for the work that you do.
Thank you so much for having me.
What made you want to be a 988 responder, Brittany?
Yeah, that is such a beautiful question. And I think at the bottom of it is everybody goes through mental health at some point, right? We've all walked through it in our own lives, and just wanting to be there and be present in that human experience with people, right? Provide that dignity and unconditional positive regard for whatever they're going through was really what motivated me to be present in this role.
How is this playing into your ongoing education?
Yeah, so right now I'm currently in school and my master is doing a counseling psychology program. So I'm a therapist in training, and just being able to listen and hear people's stories and experiences has really allowed me to grow as a therapist and just understand the diversity of the human experience that's out there.
Well, with a million interactions hit, whether that's a phone call or a text message, certainly there is a demand for this. What's it like being on the other end of that call or text?
Yeah, absolutely. There is a huge demand for it, right? A lot of the resources are just so overwhelmed right now, or they're not equally accessible to everybody. So 988 is such a beautiful support to have for people. It's available 24/7, always there. Being on the other end, my role is to provide a safe space for people to come in and really open up and share what they're walking through, listen without judgment, and just be present in that experience with them. And sometimes that can be just providing some support or even safety. Every interaction is so different, and sometimes that can look like an emotional conversation and just being there with them. And sometimes that can be safety planning to get them through a really difficult night. My intention is just to show up and be an authentic human and sit with them in those moments.
Is it difficult to listen to somebody going through such a tough time, or do you know ultimately that you are helping?
Yeah, I think that both can be true, right? Like, it is very difficult to hear that somebody is struggling in where they are in their life, but it is a privilege to be let into that vulnerability and to be with them on that little walk of life in that moment. It can be both. It's rewarding sometimes at the end to know that you were able to just be on the other end of the phone, but really that goes to the caller that's reaching out and the strength that they had to make that call.
I know for confidentiality reasons we can't go into specifics, nor would we want to, but I think sometimes we try and downplay how we're feeling, or perhaps there's a stigma about reaching out. What are some of the circumstances where people have reached out? Maybe there's somebody at home right now feeling a certain way.
Yeah, absolutely. I think one of the biggest things is a lot of people don't think they're worthy of reaching out, or that you have to be at a certain point in your life to deserve support. And really that's not it. Whatever you're walking through, you deserve to connect to somebody, be heard, be validated in what you're experiencing, your emotions and your feelings. You're worthy no matter who you are or where you are.
Really well put. Thanks a lot for taking the time to come and talk to our viewers about this today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was such a privilege to be able to come in and talk about the service.
Appreciate that. Let's go ahead and pull up the CTV Barrie website, because we're going to be posting this conversation, and so you can revisit our chat, ctvnews.ca/Barrie. Let's go ahead and move right into our markets, folks. The TSX was up 337 points, the Dow was up 468, and the NASDAQ was up 795. And commodities, oil was down, closing at $80.75 a barrel. Gold was up, finishing at $4,351 an ounce, and our dollar was down, ending the day at 71.52 cents US. Well, a little, or let's be honest, a lot of rain didn't stop American Bud Colley from winning the RBC Canadian Open, picking up his very first career PGA win.
The sweet taste of victory for the very first time.
Colley rolled in a putt on 18 at TPC Toronto at Osprey Valley in Caledon to end a 15-year wait for his first victory of his career. He shot a 5-under 65 on Sunday for a 2-stroke win over England's Matthew Fitzpatrick, ending a 239 tournament drought without a win. Mississauga's Sudarshan Yelamarja was the top Canadian in the field, finishing in a tie for 8th at 12 under. And the first place Barrie Baycats were in action this weekend as they took on the Chatham-Kent Barnstormers.
3-1 delivery on the way, and this one hit a long way to left, way back, and it is gone.
Long gone.
There was not too much doubt about that one.
Barrie won a high-scoring contest Friday night before cruising past the Barnstormers again on Saturday by a score of 7-2. The two teams were supposed to be back on the field on Sunday, but the game was rained out. The Baycats play their next game on Thursday when they'll host the Toronto Maple Leafs. And one of the Barrie Colts co-captains is being recognized by the CHL for his tremendous sportsmanship. Cole Boydouin was named the winner of the Sportsman of the Year award, which is given out to the most sportsmanlike player across the OHL, WHL, OHL and QMJHL. The league highlighted Baudouin's discipline, hard-driving style that earned him 4 first-place finishes in the OHL coaches poll. Meanwhile, the Colts announced a trade today. The team sent defenseman Cole Emerton to the Sarnia Sting in exchange for 6 draft picks. Emerton, an Oromadante native, totaled 31 points in 66 games in his lone season with his hometown team. And it's been a busy one. Meanwhile, the Colts have taken a hometown blue liner with the team's first pick of the OHL.
Barrie is very proud to select Lucas Matheson.
Barrie's first-round pick and 17th overall, Lucas Matheson, is from Barrie and plays with the Barrie Junior Colts. Matheson was the only local player drafted in the OHL's first-round draft selection on Friday night. And how cool is this? Our region also has connections to the Stanley Cup champions, the Carolina Hurricanes, which defeated the Vegas Golden Knights in Game 6 of the finals last night.
1:10 to go. The net is empty. Ehlers scores! Nikolai Ehlers! And the party is on!
So, Canes forward Andrei Svechnikov played with his first OHL season with the Barrie Colts in the late 2000s, 2010 to be exact, and Keswick native Sean Walker played his junior hockey in Newmarket. The Hurricanes defeated Vegas 3-0, securing their first Stanley Cup win in 20 years. Still to come, will Canada's captain be out on the pitch on Thursday? Questions around the status of Alphonso Davies have been swirling, and today we bring you some answers. Stay with us. That story coming up next. Time now to take a look at your Monday night primetime lineup, starting with back-to-back episodes of Suits at 8 and 9 p.m., followed by Criminal Minds at 10 and CTV News Barrie at 11. Team Canada's second match of the FIFA World Cup is Thursday. The men to take on Qatar at Vancouver Stadium. But as CTV's Andrew Johnson reports, what Canadians really want to know is whether injured captain Alphonso Davies will be on that pitch.
Now, Alphonso Davies is on the training pitch today at the University of British Columbia, a day after he hit the streets of Vancouver and met a fan who had no idea who they were talking to.
Wow. It's a great jersey.
I just want to say, I love your jersey. Let me see who's in the back. Let me see. Yes.
The man wearing a Davies jersey didn't realize he was face-to-face with the superstar in the video Davies posted to social media. Davies remains in what's called return-to-play protocol, still working his way back from a hamstring injury. A question mark heading into Thursday's crucial match against Qatar. Will he be ready?
Fonzie, he's one of the best players on our team. He's a world-class player, so obviously to have him in the lineup would be amazing. But obviously Richie's done amazing too. Richie's been fantastic, and whoever has played in that position has been fantastic when the time in the games he's missed. So we have complete confidence in the roster.
Qatar is coming off a surprising draw against top-ranked in Group B Switzerland. Every team in Canada's group has now started the tournament with a tie. It will surely be electric again in downtown Vancouver Thursday after the city hosted Australia and Turkey on the weekend. There was a crowd of more than 52,000 inside and a mob of fans downtown on Granville Street and near BC Place Stadium partying deep into the night. But police reported only 2 arrests. Everyone pretty well behaved. And officials in both Canadian host cities will hope that trend continues. As for Toronto, the day before Canada is back in action here, FIFA returns to BMO Field when Ghana takes on Panama. Andrew Johnson, CTV News, Vancouver.
But Case, before we get to Thursday, we need to talk about tomorrow.
Get up and go forecast looks like this. Starting things off, clear skies this evening, sunny skies to start the day right across the board. Barrie, Newmarket, and Gravenhurst, and temperatures of 13 and 11 degrees. Have yourself a great evening. Sarah.
Thank you very much, Casey Colby, and same to everyone at home. I'm Sarah Freemark. Thanks so much for starting your work week with us. Jack will wrap things up tonight at 11. Take care.